So for this week, we're back above Cottonwood. We're stopping here at about 10:02 just to air down. We were here exactly 11 days ago. And if you saw our previous videos, show the snow conditions, and we got to around 11, maybe just above 11. And we're right above the Green Timber Gulch trailhead, like I said, at 10:02. So we'll go up and see what the difference is in terms of melt. You can see there's a little bit of snow left, obviously in the shade, but the majority of the road's dry. We'll probably have a chance to look at Tarmigan, and we'll continue forward up towards, Mineral Basin where we were. This will be the only trail video from today that we have on this week's report, because we were at Cabin Fever supporting Stay the Trail fundraiser yesterday. So we'll see what we can find. And we're back to where snow's fully covering the road. These are our tracks from 10 days ago. There was a couple newer tire tracks up to just before this segment of the video. And they had turned around once the snow then continued all the way across the road. So up to about 10.4 or so is where you could drive without. Maybe you'd have like one tire in the road in the snow, but not both tires, not all the way across the road like it is here. And then beyond that, you'd have to fully commit to snow wheeling like this. So we'll follow our tracks up here to Ptarmigan, and then maybe hit the Ptarmigan fork, and then see how much farther today we could push up towards Mineral Basin. So we just passed the Ptarmigan turnoff, and we'll go back and go up that one. We'll show you what that one looks like. But there's still a decent amount of snow. I mean, the entrance to it, right at the sign at the road split, still had snow. So it still looks, pretty good in places. Shallow in some places, deeper in the others, in the trees. And the road's still, fully covered, just where we made the indents from the tracks the last time. So we'll go up and go to the point where we had to turn around 11 days ago, and we'll see what it looks like. So I am at the 344G road split. See 344 there, goes that way. If we look over here, let's see, where is it? 344G goes up through there. That's Jones Mountain right there. And if we look back, I'm sinking to my knees. The Jeep's not quite sinking as bad, but it's pretty deep at this point. And we're about 11.2 where I'm at right now. I'll get the drone out and we'll get some aerial footage. Those guys are working on getting up that hill. There's a couple of pretty steep hills to get to this point where the road kind of S-curves back and forth with this type of snow where you really sink in. Sometimes it gets really difficult if you can't stay on top. So fly the drone down, see how those guys are doing, and just around the valley up here and see what it looks like. We are just continuing to creep up the road here past 11.2. Pretty slow going with these conditions of this. It's definitely not hard enough that you can stay on top. I'll show you. Definitely not hard enough to stay on top of the snow. So it's just letting little bit by little bit, just letting the tires bite into that snow to keep you, just find enough traction to keep you going forward. So in places like this, where it's just warm enough that you'll sink in a foot or more, just trying to maintain your forward momentum without dragging too much. So we'll see how far we can make it up through here. Okay, it's kind of windy up here. We are just shy of 11.3 now. We're just at the private property section on Mineral Basin, and it's getting pretty deep and real soft, so we'll have to turn around here. Yeah, we made it up to right about 11.3. And as you can see, it's hard to tell. There's still snowmobile tracks up on the edge there, but it's hard to tell where the road even is. We've got a GPS track that we follow, so knowing where it goes out across there. But this is where we're going to turn around right here. 11.3, we'll go down and we'll see what it looks like on Ptarmigan. We're on Tarmigan now. We're just at the first turn. There was some sticks and a small log in the road, so we just kind of moved it out of the way. Now we're trying to push up through that snow right there, and we'll see where we can get to. It's pretty deep right there. There's a water bar, so go over the water bar, and then the deep snow really collects on the other side. So you might be able to get it, and we'll work it back and forth a few times, see if they can get traction on the inside of the road with the passenger 2 tires maybe, and continue up. We'll see. So we're now at the creek crossing on Tarmigan. See it right here. And this is usually early season where we get to first because it's pretty deep. Dark timber, doesn't get a lot of snow, not a lot of opportunities to melt. And that one got high centered, so we're just going to try and pull it back real easy. So he's unstuck.
Damn fuzzball on your neck, is that a microphone?
It is a microphone, so you can hear me and I don't hear you as much, unless you buzz me on the radio.
Which is perfect, huh?
Yeah, you usually buzz me on the radio right when I'm videoing, but are you having, yeah,
Try and time it though.
I figured. Are you having fun yet?
Oh, yeah.
It's always a good day out, right?
It's getting a little amazing.
Yeah.
See if this one will go. It will.
See what happens here. Okay, nice and slow, Kurt, just easy. A little more, a little more. Okay. Just like that. Just need a little tug. All right, let me pull this strap off and then we'll see what happens here. There you go. Yeah, if you can hug that right side, I think you might have enough traction where it's shallow over there. Yep. There you go. Oh, man. Sunk up to my hip there. That was deep. All right. We'll keep going. Yeah, I mean, you could cut these down since you got those loppers. Kurt don't like scratches on his Jeep, so he brings the loppers so he can cut those things off when we get a little bit too close to the bank over here. Right, Kurt?
That's right.
That's right. Don't scratch the Jeep. So we are at 11.3 over here on Tarmigan. We got a ways past the creek, but it's just slick. It's not that great of snow conditions. It's just deep on this side of the shelf road here, so we're not going to be able to continue. We'll have to call it here right about 11.3. See if I can back all the way down to a turnaround down there, and we'll spin around and head out. All right, we're headed down now. Not a bad day up here. 11.3 on both sides. I did see some other trails reports that were open. Of course, we've posted about Rampart Range. So Rampart Range is open now. Got a longer report on, obviously, Ptarmigan here, and then Mineral Basin. I usually watch during the week, and if I can find, verifiable, credible reports other places, then I'll include those in our trail report. So if you have something and you want to comment or message us with pictures and the specific conditions, either mileage that you got to or the elevation, or preferably both, that would really help. Then I could always add that to the trail reports as we keep going. So, we got May 1st coming up. Those are the 4-mile gates outside of Buena Vista. So all greater 4-mile will be open on May 1st coming up here this coming week. And then again, Tin Cup and Hancock, those ones are all May 15th is the closure. So then, we wouldn't know about Grizzly. We wouldn't know about Pomeroy, obviously, because those are behind the gates. And I haven't been over to Mount Antero yet, just because I have not gone over there because of the Tin Cup closure. And I would guess that there's a big ice flow just like a quarter mile up on that road. So I would guess that's where you could get to anyway. But we'll include that one once we can get over there.